to welcome you and the real women of Philadelphia to my kitchen. My name is Andrea Gaskins and I'm from Matthews, North Carolina, and today I'm going to be making a strawberry and limoncello fools. Now, a fool is a traditional British dessert that includes berries that are folded into whipped cream. And so the berries we're going to use today, as I mentioned, are strawberries, but I'm going to jazz them up a little bit with the addition of some limoncello. Okay, but what we have to do first is we need to take a quart of strawberries and cut them up. But before we do that, I'm going to take out 3 good strawberries that we're going to use later for garnish. Okay, these are good. All right, so what we want to do is take our washed and dried strawberries, cut the tops off, and we're going to cut them into about, let's say, 1/4 inch pieces. I started making fools for my kids because, especially my youngest son, he doesn't like change, and so it's really hard for him to eat anything different. And so the only fruits that I could ever get him to eat are apples and oranges. And so I wanted him to try strawberries, blueberries one summer, and so he loves whipped cream. And so I figured I'll just start, folding in some fresh. Well, he's a little smarter than I am at 5 years old. He would only eat the strawberries if they were in a fool, and I could never get him to eat strawberries by themselves. So that kind of backfired. Down to our last 2 strawberries. Now for this particular recipe, this is more of a grown-up fool since I've added limoncello, which is an Italian lemon liqueur. It's very sweet and very refreshing. And I first discovered limoncello watching a movie several years ago called Under the Tuscan Sun. And it was about this lady who moved to Italy to start her life over again. And I could really identify with this lady because she's someone who went against the grain and did something to improve her life, or something that people didn't expect her to do. She did something that she knew she had to do for herself. And I kind of identify with that because I used to be a chiropractor and I had a successful practice, and when I got pregnant with my first son, I walked away from my practice to stay at home with him because I just knew that that's where I needed to be at that particular time in my life. And so Under the Tuscan Sun is kind of like, I don't know, it's very inspiring for me because it just helped me to see that, even though I did something out of the ordinary and just walk away from a great practice just to stay at home with the baby, it's something that totally changed my life. I would do it over and over again, and I just feel like it was the greatest thing that I've ever done. And not only did the movie introduce me to accepting me for me, it also introduced me to limoncello. What we're going to do is we're going to add this to our strawberries to give it a little bit of extra flavor. And we're just going to add about two tablespoons of that. Okay. And now what we want to do with these strawberries also, we want them to give off a little juice. So what I'm going to do is add 2 tablespoons of sugar as well. We have our strawberries chopped and they're over there marinating in the sugar and the limoncello. We're going to make our strawberry puree for the fools. Now I like to use frozen strawberries for the puree just because when they thaw out, they get a little softer, and so they make a better puree than if you use fresh strawberry. All right, now that we have that a little smooth, we're going to go ahead and add our sugar. And it's about 1/2 cup. And we're going to mix that until the sugar is incorporated and the strawberries turn into a nice smooth puree. It might take about 1 or 2 minutes. All right, so now we've got most of our puree out, and I'm just going to do a little bit more and just try and press the seeds so we can get as much juice out as we can. Okay, just wipe the bottom. Now that we have our puree measured out, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of limoncello. Okay, stir that. What we're going to do is we're going to move on to the whipped cream. And in our whipped cream, we have our Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 cup of heavy cream, sugar, and vanilla. What we're going to do is just whip this until the cream cheese and the sugar are combined. And make sure your cream cheese is at room temperature so it's really soft. Okay? Alright, now we're going to add our heavy cream. Okay. Okay. I almost forgot our vanilla. Let's put that in there. Just a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Like to finish, I like to finish mixing this or whipping this by hand. That way I don't accidentally turn my cream cheese whipped cream mixture into butter. Okay, and that's what we'll end up with. We have a nice soft cream cheese mixture. Now that our cream is ready, what we're going to do is fold in our strawberry puree. So we're going to start by adding just half of it and just fold it in. Okay, that looks really good. All right, now it's time to assemble our food. We have a wine glass. I like this. I think it looks pretty in this. And what we're going to do is take some strawberries at the bottom. Maybe give it a nice juice. Okay. Take some of our whipped cream. And you can clean up around the glasses after you get everything assembled. That right there. Okay, remember those strawberries that we set aside? What we're going to do is cut them in half. Let's make a little garnish. For our food. Here, stick that right there. Oh, let's not forget our shortbread cookies. I like a little crunch in my dessert, just to give it a little bit more texture. I'll put that there like that. Okay, let's put that there. Cut one more in half. Okay, these are extra big fools. Let's see. Sprinkle some shortbread. These are shortbread cookie crumbs. And I happen to find some lemon shortbread, so I just bought those, crumpled them up in a bowl, sprinkle them on top for a little texture. Now that all of my fools are put together, I'm going to try some. I'm going to eat this one now since no one's here and I don't have to share. Let's try this. That is so good. And I like how the shortbread cookies add a nice crunch to it. It is so good. We have different flavors or different textures from the puree and the cream and the chopped strawberries. This is really, really a good dessert. I better stop eating. And limoncello just adds a nice brightness to the dessert. I hope you get the chance to try it out. Paula, thank you for this opportunity to submit a video. I hope you like it. It's really, really good. And that's about it. And bye-bye from my kitchen.